Good afternoon, Charger Nation, and welcome to the second National Letter of Intent and College Commitment Celebration. I am so happy to be here, and I want to say a special thank you to our administration and school for supporting our celebration today. The pandemic has created so many challenges for each and every one of us, but the least talked about challenge could be for these seniors and their pursuit of playing on at the collegiate level. Despite this challenge and the challenges of injuries, fewer contests, and of course the virus, our seniors have found a way to pursue their dream and continue their collegiate careers, or athletic careers, excuse me. Our celebration looks a little different today without our loving student body in this theater, but we want to give a special thanks to Ed Prisco and the Providence Sports Network for this live stream. This link will be on our website along with the student athletes and their choices and the rest of our student athletes, which we will be celebrating in the spring. So who are we really celebrating today? We are celebrating Mr. Sterling Gabriel and his commitment to continue his football career and education at Morehouse College. Mr. Aiden Morrison and his commitment to continue his wrestling career and education at Washington and Lee University. In the audience, which you'll see soon, Mr. Jake Helfrich and his commitment to continue his football career and education at the University of South Carolina. Mr. Zach Lovishin and his commitment to continue his football career and education at Wake Forest University. Mr. Brandon Jones II, yes, his commitment to continue his football career and education at Howard University. And finally, Mr. Mark Magno and his commitment to continue his football career and education at Wofford College. I would like to take this honor in introducing our first senior, Mr. Sterling Gabriel. This will be the third Gabriel to graduate from Providence Day. Most of you, some of you may remember his two sisters, Gabby and Maya, who excelled at many things here at Providence Day, and Gabby went on to play tennis at App State. Sterling took a different path than his sisters and re-entered PD as a freshman and excelled and blessed us with his talents on the football field. He finishes as a 4-year varsity letterman. His junior year, he was named second team all-conference and all-state, and this year as a preseason list as all-conference and all-state. As a junior and a senior, most people were unaware that Sterling played and threw out his games with a nagging injury. Although he missed this past summer training program, Sterling never missed a single workout. He led his team throughout the summer with his leadership, with his smile, and with Chick-fil-A. Throughout this nagging injury in his senior year, he started at defensive end and became a force as a defender and an edge rusher. He finished the season with 18 tackles, 3 tackles for a loss, 3 quarterback hurries, and a 1 pass breakup. His teammates and coaches and staff have described Sterling as a great teammate, a leader, positive, determined, honest, and above all else, socially dynamic. That was from the trainers. I think they actually said social butterfly, but I changed it to socially dynamic. One teacher wrote that Sterling has to be the happiest and friendliest student I've ever taught throughout my career as an educator. So it is with great pride to celebrate Mr. Sterling Gabriel today. Please put your hands together for his success.
First off, I would like to start by thanking God for everything He has ever done for me and everyone that I love. Without Him, I would not be where I am today, and without Him by my side, anything that I do would not be possible. I've been playing football since I was in the 1st grade. I remember the night before every Little League game, I would always play the Gators versus whoever I was playing the next day in order to have a preview I loved every single second of it. Winning back-to-back-to-back championships at every age division, might I add. Coach Kennedy formed the love that I have with football today. He's the reason why I had abs at 6 years old. At the young age, he taught me hard work and discipline, and it just so happened that it paid off. This helped me throughout my middle school and high school career. Throughout these years, I met the people that most helped me become who I am today, and I am forever thankful to all the coaches that have helped me become the athlete and man that I am today. I'm forever thankful for your time and commitment to me. Every single practice, whether it was 5:30 a.m. or 11:30 p.m., was worth it. Even sometimes having 3 practices a day was worth it because the process really tests your mental and physical strength. Throughout this, you realize how much you're really capable of and how much you really love the sport. Some of the people that helped me realize this are my family. My family is my support system. Whether it is my dad taking me and paying for private lessons at 8 a.m. or even taking me and my best friend, who was Naval Academy football commit Cameron Smith, to football camps in Georgia. Whatever was best for my football career, he made sure he would do. It's my mom reminding me that I can do anything I put my mind to and that it will all be worth it in the end. Or even if it's my 3 sisters, Gabby, Jasmine, and Maya, being there for me to talk about their experiences in life and how I can deal with them. Every member of my family is a big reason why I am who I am today. I'm forever thankful to them and their contributions. Thankful for everything you have ever done for me. I love you. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Last but not least, I would love to thank all of the teachers who have helped me along the way. Whether it's helping me understand something better or talking to us about life and football, you have always been people that I can trust and be comfortable talking to. Special shout out to Mrs. G and Mrs. J. Y'all are goats. It just so happens y'all teach my favorite subject, math. Thank you to everything that has helped me. Thank you to everyone and everything that has helped me and taken interest into me throughout this whole process. With that being said, I'll be furthering my education and athletic career at the prestigious HBCU Morehouse College. Go Maroon Tigers.
I knew Aiden would be a great wrestler before I even ever met him. And I knew this because his parents were already calling me about his wrestling before he was even on my team. It takes a lot more than just hard work from the athlete to make a high-level athlete. It takes family, it takes school, and it takes teammates. Aiden was fortunate enough to have all those working wonderfully for him. Being a parent of a high-level athlete is not easy. You have to know how hard to push. You know how you need to know when to back off. It is not at all easy. I have never had a single great wrestler without parents behind them, pushing him, and knowing when to back off. When they wanted to quit, picking them up and keeping them going. So you guys have done a great job with that. When I started getting calls from his family about his wrestling, he actually was in middle school, so I had said hello and knew who he was, but I wasn't even coaching. His parents made it so that he could wrestle year-round. They were even initially asking me if he could skip some of my practices for club. I hope you forgive me for telling you no. It must have worked out okay. And also it's the school. You need a great school to produce a high-level athlete. And I think it's remarkable how many high-level college athletes this small school puts out every year in my years of being here. They take the time to pick great teachers and coaches, which are critical for athletes. And it's also the student body, because it's your teammates. And in a wrestling room, we call them our workout partners. Our teammates make us great also. So it's not just family and school. Then it comes down to the athlete, who admittedly does most of the work. When I met Aiden finally, after hearing about his wrestling for a couple of years, he immediately became one of the hardest working guys in the room. He's a happy, spirited kid, but he's really more business-like than anything. He doesn't play around, he doesn't talk a lot, but when I look through the room, he's always drilling. Whatever technique we're working on, if I tell him to get 10 reps, he gets 20 and 30. When anyone else is kind of waiting for coach to move the practice along, he gets the extra reps. He is always, always working. I never see him stagnant in practice. He developed nicely his freshman year, going into his sophomore year. He had a great year. He entered the state championship, #1 seed. After a tough tournament, he ended up being 5th or 6th. 4th, sorry. But it was a very disappointing tournament for him. Disappointing to the point where he was really heartbroken. Heartbroken to where he didn't even want to come back in the building, if I recall. I think it took some mom and dad effort to get him back even in the building. And a lot of people would really struggle with a setback like that. And, they say, it's not so much our experiences, it's what we do with our experiences that makes us great. And rather than be dejected and take a step back from wrestling, he did the opposite. He started coming to every off-season practice we had. His parents arranged for him to have one-on-one sessions with me. I even remember grandmother bringing you to a lot, chaperoning you to a lot of our one-on-one sessions. Right? I think I had to jump her battery, actually. But anyway, so he really worked hard. In the spring after his sophomore season, where he had that disappointing state tournament, he entered the AAU state championships, and actually it was a much tougher field in the AAU championships than he had even in his state championship. He walked through a super tough bracket, made the finals with one of the best kids in North Carolina, and beat him. It was an incredible match. During that match, unfortunately, he got hurt, pretty significant knee injury. And again, rather than taking a step back or letting this slow him down, he immediately started lifting around his injury. His parents and he sought me out and made it so that once a week, every week, I had a one-on-one session with him where we watched videos, we watched all his old matches, critiqued them, broke them down. We watched high-level college guys that we were taking technique from. I mean, he continued to work even when he couldn't even wrestle, right? So his junior year, he came back, made the state finals, had a great state tournament, only losing to a returning high school All-American. Through the summer, we had our shutdown. He did the best he can to stay engaged with the sport, as we've all done during this pandemic. And this year, he's to a level that I never expected. I mean, he's really, really set to win a state championship and possibly be an All-American or national tournament. The other thing I might comment on is I spoke to his college coaches regularly through this process, and they were very impressed with how engaged he stayed up with them. They had a lot of Zoom meetings and everything, and they were impressed with his tenacity of staying on them, staying connected to them during this process. And that says a lot for Aiden as well, because I know a lot of people let those little things slip. Aiden doesn't. I can't imagine the kind of wrestler it turned out to be in 4 more, with a red shirt, possibly 5 more years of college wrestling. I'm not going to wrestle him anymore, I'll tell you that much. But anyway, let's put our hands together for Aiden as he signs for Washington.
When I think back to everyone who's had a meaningful impact on my wrestling career, I first think of my coaches. Coach Taddy has helped me master technique on and off the mats. Through personal training, video analysis, and talks about mental toughness, coaches played an enormous role in my success. Whenever my spirits were down, he would always remind me of the bigger picture and put things into perspective. I remember many occasions where I thought back to Coach's advice about staying in the moment and how it helped me reach many milestones that I never even considered on day one. Next, I would like to thank Coach Ricano for his constant support and encouragement no matter the occasion. He never failed to motivate me and remind me of my potential. His emphasis on drilling technique and honing our team's endurance through conditioning were crucial in the long run. These efforts undoubtedly contributed to our team's placement in last year's state tournament and have improved my performance significantly. His enthusiastic spirit in the room and in my corner inspired me to perform to the best of my abilities. Next, I would like to thank my parents for watching my matches and encouraging me to reach my goals. They were my #1 fans and provided me with the resources I needed to be successful. They always knew what to say before and after my matches and never doubted my potential. Their constant love and support, words of encouragement, and confidence in my abilities helped me every step of the way. Finally, I would like to thank my teammates for their friendship and support. They always pushed me in the right direction and carry a unique sense of humor. I'm extremely excited to announce my commitment to Washington University. Go Generals.
So first, before we get straight to Jake, I just want to congratulate all the seniors. This recruiting cycle is like none I've ever seen or heard of, probably the worst of all time. And the fact that you guys are up on the stage tonight is today's a true testament to your performance in the classroom and in the field. And I could not be more proud, certainly of the guys that I've had the pleasure to work with. Congratulations to all of you. Our seniors we're recognizing today, tough, new coach of senior year, come in and buy into the new culture. And we talked about how important senior leadership is to any team. And our guys, all of them, just were tremendous in setting a foundation for the future of our program. Success, I hope you can enjoy it, come back over and over again to be a part of, because this is your program and certainly your school. For Jake, man, it's tough when it's a quarterback. When I get to work with those guys, and certainly we're blessed to have other coaches that are able to help with that. But I identify with quarterbacks probably as much as anybody because I'm so demanding on them. And Jake just handled everything with unbelievable poise and confidence. He was never rattled. He led an offense this year that averaged 36 points a game, over 400 yards, and we were never out of any situation. He had an uncanny ability to make plays and third down, third and longs. We went for him fourth down a lot. I believe in his ability to make plays. He had a very unique connection with Thomas, and some of the things that those guys did, sight adjustments, not normal for high school kids, and for a high school quarterback. His ability to see and understand the game is tremendous. Voted team captain, exceptional leader, overcome a devastating injury. We talked about mental toughness being a choice, and he chose to be tough at every step of the way. Had to compete for his job. Nothing was given to him. He earned it. Every single day of practice, every workout, first one to arrive, last one to leave, collected the balls, picked up trash, you name it, he did it. Was an exemplary leader for us, and could not ask for a better example for how we want our quarterback position to be played at Providence Day. And I appreciate all you did to set that as our foundation. Work ethic, second to none. He was second team all-conference. I voted for him first, but he certainly earned that. Honorable mention all-state. But certainly just a tremendous all-around young man, all-around football player. Very proud of Jake, and what a tremendous honor to play in SEC. And look out, anybody. I think he's that guy that kind of wears a chip on his shoulder sometimes because people doubt him and say he's not this, not that. Watch out. He's going to go make some things happen in South Carolina. Jake Calvin, congratulations.
I appreciate everyone coming out today for the celebration. It's been a long journey, but it's far from over. I'm blessed with this opportunity to compete at the University of South Carolina. I would not be standing here today in front of all of you without the people in this room. My parents have made countless sacrifices to me to chase a dream that I've had since I was 5 years old. I would not be the player or the young man I am today without every one of my coaches. Coach Hastings, Coach Harden, and Coach Greer all shaped me into not only the quarterback I am today, but the young man that I am today. Shout out to Coach Birch for taking me in as a little brother and pushing me every day to become the player that I am and the player that I believe I want to be. Coach Cater, you believed in an overly confident sixth grader who thought he was the best quarterback in the world. And you always taught me to just be myself. Lastly, I would not be here today without the man upstairs. I know he will continue to bless me in the next stages of my life. I appreciate Appreciate your time. Spurs up.
J. Brandon Jones II. Man, this is a guy that we could have a lot of fun with, tell a lot of great stories because he is a character now. But he is a throwback, prototypical, if you talk about an inside linebacker, what he's supposed to look like, act like, play like, it's that cat right there. And I'm going to tell you what, we had a lot of fun nicknames for him. Love to push him and poke him and give him a hard time. The nickname everybody played against him had was Sir, because nobody wanted to deal with him. I can tell you that I've had a lot of people that are friends that would watch our games on the live streams, and great job, Ed, and your team for that, by the way. Thank you for these kids to be able to have that out there. But I would get calls like, who is J. Brandon Jones? He makes every tackle. And it seemed like it, because he was everywhere. He averaged 10 tackles a game, leading tackler, leading sacks, had 5 of those. Interception, pass defended, fumble calls, fumble recovery. You name it. If it happens in football, he did it. He was part of it, always around the ball. First team all-conference, first team all-state, first team all-observer, Charlotte Observer Defensive Player of the Year. The kid is a football player. And just so proud that he chose to be a part of this program. I appreciate all you did to establish Providence Day football, that edge of toughness and competitiveness that you brought to the table every day. Thank you, Brandon. Congratulations.
How y'all doing this afternoon? Well, I'm Coach Kennedy. A few of y'all probably know me out in the audience. I had the pleasure of coaching Brandon in his younger days, and of course representing Howard University and being a part of this big day in this experience. Now, I changed my schedule to come out here because I was supposed to be in Richmond with the meeting with the House of Delegates, but for this special day, I stopped what I was doing to make sure I could come out here and be a part of Brandon's special day. And I can remember Brandon from the University Longhorns. That's how far back we go, when his dad started a program just for his son. That's how important it was for the Jones family and Brandon to have a successful football career. We actually played in the same league, in North Carolina Youth Football League. I had Brandon in Football University, and I had him part of my Football University All-Star teams. So I was able to watch Brandon truly grow as an athlete, watch him grow as a young man, and actually be a part of the Jones family. And the Jones family became a part of my family, and anytime I needed them to step up with sponsorship, anything, I can always call them. So when we got the recruiting process and we started talking about Brandon, of course, most know Coach Greer and I have a great relationship, and we talk a lot about a lot of different things, and some publicly, some privately. But I got a great relationship with Coach Greer, and a lot of respect for what he's done and how he's developed athletes and what he's doing with this program. So with that being said, I just want to say it's my pleasure being here and being a part of this special day for Brandon. Congratulations to the Jones family. I'm looking forward to watching Brandon grow as an athlete and what he'll do under Coach Scott. And of course, we have Brian Foster, our president of the Alumni Association for Howard University here, who happens to live in Charlotte University. Happen to live here in Charlotte. So that'll be big for the Jones family, and all the things happening at Howard University today, from our vice president to Coach Scott to some of the docu-series that they're going to shoot, and to know the things that Brandon is going to be a part of is going to be phenomenal. And I can't wait to see it and be a part of it myself. And again, congratulations, and congratulations, Providence Day.
Good evening. My name is J. Brandon Jones II. I would first like to thank God for everything that He's done for me, getting me to where I am right now. I would then like to thank my coaches, Coach Antico Dalton, my linebackers coach, who's always pushed me ever since I was in 6th grade. He's always been a main impact in my life. He's always driven me to do the best I can. Coach Greer, who I've known pretty much my entire who's always made sure that I focus, stay disciplined. He always says I get a big head, so he makes sure he pulls the air out of it. I would like to thank Coach Kennedy, who pretty much gave me like the main focus that pretty much I still carry on to this day. It doesn't matter how big you are, how tall you are, how many stars you have. When you get on that field, all that goes out the window. It doesn't matter what happened before then. I would like to thank my family, Mr. J. Brandon Jones Sr., who went to the Howard alumni, who I am following in his footsteps in attending the Howard University. I would like to thank my mom, Dr. Mary Gaffney Jones, who has helped me, motivate me, stay academically strong as best as possible, and making sure that I continue my athletic career. I would like to thank my sister, who has helped me throughout my entire life. She's always been my support system, no matter what's going through. In every situation, I can always count on her to have my best interest at heart. I would like to quote one main thing from Howard alumni, Mr. Thurgood Marshall. No matter how much you pull on your own bootstraps, you won't get as far unless you have people around you, family, teachers, alumni, friends, who are there to help you up and push you as hard as possible. Thank you.
Big cat. Man, he is a big cat. He has some nicknames too. I'll be honest with you, I have a hard time sometimes with names, and I screw them up a lot, and some on purpose. And it was easy for me to just call him Zelo. So we'll start with Zelo. And involved in Zebo, for those of you who ever watched the movie Friday, because he was kind of a bully on the football field like Debo, so we just made him our Zebo. And for you can see him smiling through the mask. For a young man as pleasant and nice and easygoing as he is, it's hard to believe what a monster he is on the football field. At our first game, I'll tell you, in the offseason, as a coaching staff, we got together and were watching the previous year's games, trying to get to know who we had. We had two big-time Power 5 defensive linemen come out of the school, graduate last year, and great players. We kept looking at 56, going, that guy, he might be the best of all of them. He's pretty good. And we got in our first game, and it was probably about halfway through the first quarter, if it was that long. And I went out and grabbed him and said, "Man, you're a monster. He is a really, really good football player." I've never, dealt with an ACL injury in our second game. Had never seen a team impacted by the loss of one player the way his loss affected our team. But in true leadership fashion, he's voted by his peers as team captain. Man, he was at every practice, whether he was on crutches or not. His big personality on the sidelines. In fact, when he got hurt at Christian, we scored to win the game. You can see on film there was this mass celebration down the sideline to the end zone. And then the whole herd turned and ran right to Zebo on his crutches. And I was afraid they were going to take him out again. But that's how much his teammates love and respect him. He brought energy every day. And the kids responded to him. And the coaches, we all responded to him. He's just a first-class young man. I hate that I only had a game and a half with him, a game and 3/4. I like to have had years with him as a young man and as a player. He was just simply dominant. First team all-conference, first team all-Charlotte Observer, second team all-state. The kid played in one game in 3/4. And that's not me doing that. When I went to the coaches meeting for the conference, I said, "Hey, look, I'm not even going to nominate Zach. I mean, clearly he's a great player. He played the game in 3/4. And the other coaches said, he has to be on it. That's what he owned it. So let's go." And that carried over with everything we did. Just very thankful for that opportunity to get to know Zach and work with him. He had an opportunity to go to Davidson. That speaks to his academic abilities and what he's done in the classroom. And the fact that he was able to turn that around to a Wake Forest opportunity is spectacular. And in a day where it's just hard to find roster spots, all you guys, I mean, it's unbelievable what you've accomplished. But congratulations and much love and appreciation, Zach. Loki.
First off, I'd like to thank my family for all the sacrifices they have made for me to have this opportunity to play at the next level. And
tremendous amount of love and guidance I've received from them. I'd like to thank my parents. Dad, thank you for making me not quit football in 6th grade when I hated it. I really hated it. Mom, thank you for taking the time to learn how the game of football works, just to be able to talk about it with me. I'd like to thank my brother and my sister for putting up with me all the time. I'd also like to thank all my friends for the endless amount of support they've given me throughout my career here at PD. I'd like to thank my coaches, Coach Greer, Coach Hastings, Coach Dico, and all the other coaches that throughout my career pushed me to be the best version of myself. I'd like to thank Adi Beatty and the whole PD athletic department for all that they've done for me during my time at PD. Without them, we wouldn't have had a football season this year, so that was awesome that they did that. I'd also like to thank Wake Forest football and the coaching staff for providing me with this opportunity to play at the next level. And I also want to congratulate all my other teammates up here, and Aiden, of course. We've been through a lot, and I'm proud of y'all. I can't wait for the next chapter. Go Deeks.
So last and certainly not least, it's my pleasure to comment on Big Outs, which I still don't know what that means, but the kids love to say it. And that's probably one of the things I'd say best about Mark is he's beloved. I mean, the kids love him. And to watch Mark, and we talk in our program a lot about hard work works. I mean, it's no hard work beats talent, but talent doesn't work hard. When you got both, you got something special. We've got a room full of guys that have both. And in Mark's case, watching the evolution of a guy just by the things we asked him to do weren't easy for him. Not easy for bigger guys in general, some of the conditioning and running, the things we do to prepare young men, and it was a struggle. And I watched him struggle. I also watched him overcome it. Again, the mental toughness being a choice. He chose to buy in, he chose to push through it. And man, I think at the end of the year we were just kind of like, he was striding it out and gliding, like, who is this guy? Didn't even know who he was. Happened in the weight room. He got stronger almost overnight. It seemed like his buy-in to the program was exceptional and appreciated as a senior, as a leader. His play on the field reflected that as well. We used to talk about at the beginning of the year, hey man, when you want it, pretty dang good. When you don't want it, we got to figure that out. And he figured it out, and he continued to get better and better, as evidenced by multiple opportunities to play at the next level. His performance in the classroom to earn a spot in a place like Wofford is fantastic, and certainly a great level of football as well. So just can't thank you enough. Again, all you guys, all you seniors, for your buy-in, for what you created the foundation for the program. And Mark, super proud of you, son. Look for great success at Wofford.
What's up, guys? It's nice to be up here. I first of all want to thank all the teachers who have just been there for me throughout the years at Providence Day, teaching me and making sure I'm on top of everything and I know what I'm doing, because that's going to be really helpful in the next level. I also want to thank all my friends who have been there for me. It means a lot to always have somebody to talk to and hang out with and spend time with, and it's just really nice. I want to thank my teammates who have always been there, always been working with me and pushing me to be better. And it's really nice to see you guys up here fulfilling your dreams and doing all the things you guys wanted to do. I especially want to thank my coaches, Coach Greer, Coach Dalton, and everybody else on the staff, Coach Birch. And I also want to thank my old coaches like Coach Hastings and Coach Moore, because all these coaches have been pushing me to be better and do what I need to do. And it paid off, and I'm really grateful for it. Mom, Dad, love you guys, obviously. I don't know where I'd be without you. Thanks a lot, Dad. Thanks a lot, Mom. I really love you guys.
Morehouse College, University of South Carolina, Wake Forest, Wofford College, Washington and Lee, and Howard University are getting some outstanding individuals. We are so proud of each and every one of you. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your journey, and we wish you only the best of luck. So thank you again. The link will be on the website, the pictures will be on the website, and thank you.